Heady scents, riotous colour, chaotic sounds and diverse cultures make Malaysia a truly unique country. It's a country of contrasts, from sari-clad women and colourful Islamic architecture to towering skyscrapers and wooden houses on stilts. Cool, majestic highlands give way to rich, humid mangroves and palm-covered plains.
My name is Joshua. I am in a bit of a transitional phase of my life, in my third consecutive year off after high school, and I was just looking. I wanted to do some volunteer work somewhere.
I'm Jessica. I'm from Sydney. I'm doing a Bachelor of Community Welfare, majoring in International Social Development, and part of my course requirement is to do an overseas prac.
I went there because I was going overseas on a big trip just to see the world, and I really wanted to do something that was a bit more altruistic, I guess. Just worthwhile volunteer kind of basis, just to see even how the other half of the world lives compared to all the rich tourists who travel around the world.
The Lutheran churches in Malaysia have a number of social ministries where volunteers are welcome. These include a school and training centre for people with disabilities and a home for abused and neglected children on the outskirts of the capital.
I do lots of swimming lessons with different classes. I do some one-on-one work with kids, like tutoring in mainly English for me.
I've been doing a lot of work with a sports teacher here, with Asmir, and we teach football and soccer. Most days we're sort of helping in classrooms or with students, stuff with the kids a lot of the time for us.
Typical day would be, it kind of gets broken down into two because of the morning school children and the afternoon school children, but getting the morning ones off, get up at 5:30, help them with their breakfast, get them off to school, and then help the children who are still at home in the morning with things like English, because I could do that, maths, and their Christian studies that they had to do. And the only other thing that I was really doing was helping in the kitchen, or taking the kids out to the park because nobody else could really take them, so they like to go outside. And I think they just wanted to be with me and call over you and things like that.
Part of the international spice route many hundreds of years ago, Malaysia has traditionally been a meeting point for traders and travellers from both the east and west. As a result, Malaysia is a bustling mosaic of cultures. Its 25 million strong population is made up of Malays, Indians, Chinese, Indigenous peoples and other ethnic groups, all living side by side.
Language is crazy. I was so confused at first. You have Bahasa, obviously, then English and Tamil, and your Chinese language, Cantonese, Mandarin, and it took me a fair while to distinguish each language, and it's funny, teachers often go from talking in Tamil into a bit of English and then to Bahasa to the students.
The most obvious first difficulty was the language barrier, just because I did not know that they all spoke Tamil. Auntie Annie spoke quite good English, so she was a real help. It was just getting over that initial barrier of saying hello and good morning and that kind of stuff. So I just grabbed a few of the English-speaking youth at church and said, I really want to know what all these words are, because I need to be able to say to the kids, how's your day at school, and just talk to them.
Everything about this place is so different to what I'm used to that it took me a few weeks to really settle in and feel like it was real. It was just all very surreal at first.
I think personally that just to learn a bit of Malay would be a big help for the kids here. That's one thing that perhaps I haven't done enough of, to try to be able to communicate with the kids better. And it's not that difficult either. It's quite a simple language if you have a go.
Malaysia's multicultural society is reflected in its great diversity of religions. While the official religion is Islam and it is illegal to change your religion, other religions are freely practiced. Buddhists, Taoists, Confucianists, Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, and some Christians share the spiritual space. It is common to see temples, mosques, and churches populating the same area.
The main difference in the spirituality of Malaysia compared to Australia is like we talk about, everybody's something. You don't just have, Christians and a few Muslims and a few Hindus and then heaps and heaps of people who don't really have any real belief. Here you have Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, Christians are the main sort of religions, and almost 100% will fit into one of those categories. And so that's really different, come into that environment. Be willing to take a lot of initiative in what you do here. You don't just necessarily get that list of things in which you do each week or whatever, so you have to always be on the lookout for where you can help, where your specific skills could be used, and that can be really difficult at first, really difficult to get used to.
It took me a while to get used to it, but then I realised that no one's going to say, right, you need to get up at 5 every day and get the kids and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of took it on myself that I really want to be involved with all of their day-to-day lives and every aspect of it.
Malaysia is economically strong, with international trade playing a major role. Between the 1980s and 1990s, there was a shift from agriculture to a manufacturing and industry-based economy. Malaysia is famous for its palm oil plantations, which stretch over huge swathes of the countryside.
It's just been fantastic. I mean, even the times where things might be challenging or I might not be enjoying myself, it's all a learning experience. It really is. I think I've grown and learnt so much since I've been here.
And no one would say that you're going to have this happy, joyous feeling like the entire time. Like Jess said, there's lots of challenges, and you go through tough times when a lot of people get sick here because of the different foods and climate and whatever, or you just find a certain aspect of the culture really tough to get used to, but that's all part of the experience.
It was hard coming back, and just having things like a supermarket. You walk down the supermarket and you'd be thinking, oh wow, but then you kind of think, well, I don't really need all this stuff anymore. Yeah, it was really good in one way, because I just went, oh, normal food and normal things and a shower, but after a while you think, well, I coped with that for a month, so you don't really need it. Yeah.
The kids are great. They are, like Josh said, they're so happy, and they're just so welcoming and accepting of volunteers.
The people there are just so loving that your experience will it will be what you make it, but the people will really embrace you just because you're there and you're willing to give up your time for them.
Consider Malaysia and meet God in the faces and lives of His people there.